SimCity 5. It's about bloody time they released a new one. It's a game I've been looking forward to for years and years. Heck, I'd go so far as to say I've been looking forward to this one since SimCity 4, which is the game that brought me to PC gaming, no joke. I had serious issues running SimCity 4 back in the day, so I went out and bought a graphics card for it. It was a 440 SE. I know what you're thinking. That's a new card and that I haven't been playing PC games for very long, but you'd be wrong. The odometer has been rolled here, and that was the first 4XX series way back in like 2002 or something. Anyways, let me tell you about my first impression of the game. I didn't like it. Stick around now because I'm going to tell you how at first I hated the beta and now I started to like it. And well, I guess some of its flaws I found as I was playing. So first off, my buddy messaged me and was like, guess what? I got into the beta. I was immediately pissed. I signed up for well over a year ago and never got an email. Lightning JR was the guy that messaged me, rubbing this in my face a little. Anyways, after talking him into letting me use his account, I got a little pop-up saying I had mail from EA. I clicked the freaking thing and there it was. It was like a gleaming light that appeared on my screen, and that music that plays when shit is all godly. My beta key had arrived. I was like, fuck yeah, and immediately went to install the forbidden app called Origin. I added the key to it, remembered I had a 50 megabit connection, and started downloading it. 10 minutes later I had the game, and it felt like stars had aligned. I then proceeded to launch the game and went through the tutorial with fraps going, which is what I uploaded last night. Anyways, I immediately noticed how fucking small the map was. So after staring at it for a few minutes, I wiped away my sad tears and went through the tutorial and was pretty disappointed. Then I logged out of the game, created that video you guys saw last night. Well, today I logged back on and gave the game another try, which is what you're seeing in the background here. There's a lot of changes you guys can already see. Mainly it's a 3D game now, which was to be expected really. I should also know I played a lot of Cities XL, so it was the game I was mainly comparing it to. Let's begin my preview here now of what to expect. Something I picked up on was that you don't get to put low, medium, and high residentials down now. You just get the one, and as time goes on, they grow into one of the three. Didn't like that at first, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I like it now. This applies for all three, industrial and commercial. Moving on, the next thing I noticed was the roads. You can now place them at a shitload of angles, which is really great and comparable to Cities XL. After placing a shitload of residentials and industrial/commercial sites, I started noticing the graphics and how fucking beautiful the game was. It runs pretty smooth on my PC as well. I'll add some screenshots once my city gets larger to show you what to expect with my current setup. Anyways, adding that blur effect to make things look small was ingenious, and I'm willing to bet it will be known as the SimCity effect from now on. Textures on the ground look, well, it looks like shit up close, to be honest. Grass and whatnot could have been better and still may get better at time of the launch. Water kinda looks like shit as well, but the vastness of the game sorta overshadows what you see and you can kinda understand what's on the go with it. It's something they did to make the game run smoother, which is kind of okay, I guess. I hope they support the modding community with that being said. SimCity was never about looks, or at least for me anyways, and I'm a graphic whore. I still play SimCity 4 today, and I mean, and this is my little secret here guys, I play it almost every night on my laptop while watching shows on the same screen. I play in window mode usually. I can see that this game is using a lot of today's effects and it's looking pretty darn good. Again, I say for the overall vastness of it, it looks pretty good. After a bit, I noticed I couldn't change the taxes for separate entities like industrial and commercial. I mean, you could in SimCity 4, but all I had was the one thingy to change. I was again disappointed. Then I noticed something. Clicking on the town hall gives you the option to upgrade. I was like, well, what the fuck do they have done here? After that thought, I upgraded and lo and behold, I got more options in my finances. That was fucking amazing. Heck, I guess Call of Duty and just about every other game on the planet do this now. Why not SimCity? So bam, I was pretty excited about that. Then I got curious and wondered what other shit could be upgraded. Seems you can upgrade all the major things in the game from police station to schools. This is pretty fucking neat, I have to say. Then, as I was getting yelled at for shit by the Sims, quite literally shit too, their sewers were backing up. Wait, I never had anything in place for sewage, so I guess they were all shitting on the floors in their houses, which made me have to build them a sewage system. Here's something that is a bummer about the game though. All the lines seem to run under the roads. You'll do no plumbing. This includes water as well. I kinda really enjoyed putting that down in SimCity 4, but I'm pretty sure it's done away with in SimCity 5. I'm a kind of micromanaging guy. It's really too bad. This is something I don't like about the game. So, you'll notice I put down a wind power plant. I was gonna go all eco-friendly with my town, but guess what they had done? There's wind in the game. So if it's not blowing, you don't get power. That's pretty neat all the same and makes sense. When you place down your wind power plant, you can go in and add wind propellers. And the actual plant layout allocates slots from which you can place these fan thingies. That's something else I kinda like. Anyways, later in the game the wind just wasn't blowing enough and my city was getting power hungry, so I broke down and decided to clog up the air with an oil plant. Once your city gets all large, the Sims kinda get bitchy and want schools and hospitals. Normally, like any government, I was like, I'm gonna hold off on the hospitals and just let the people die. Population control, right? Anyways, in an effort to save money, I just gave them a school, which had some very intriguing thingies. You had to place school bus stops all around the city. This was neat. And you can also upgrade the school later in the game if you wanted to, adding more classrooms and shit. Fire departments and police stations are the same thing, but as I said earlier, I was a cheap fuck who decided to wait till they needed it before building these places. Had to make sure my book was balanced. It's all about money. fires started springing up all over the place and people were running in the street on fire, I broke down and gave the citizens a single fire station. When I did, I noticed that 2 places were on fire and I only had 1 fire truck, which was fighting the residential fire. I laughed a little and watched the other place burn to the ground, which looked really cool, I may add. Later, I decided to give my fire station a 2nd fire truck. The game was getting pretty fun, I have to say, but something you guys may not know is that you only get 1 hour of playtime on the beta. Sad, I know, but at least you guys get this preview. From the looks of it, all the charts about health, water pollution are still intact in the game, though I'm not sure to what extent really yet. Once I get the actual game, I'll get more into it, but for this preview, I think the gist of it is all there. My city kept getting bigger and bigger, and this is where some of the other flaws in the game started popping up. You'll get this little zone. It's small. It's way too small. I truly hope this is a beta thing and the map size goes at least 10 times the size of what I'm given here. I don't care about the performance hit on something on that scale. It's the sole reason I'm a PC gamer, really. Performance will come over time, so listen up, EA. Make sure it's big. This is absolutely unacceptable. If performance is the issue, don't worry about it, because I can promise you, if you go large and we can't run the game, you'll have a high spike in Pizza Pocket sales because all the nerds will be tossing on their thinking caps and begin designing the next AMD CPU or Intel one. That's how shit works. So go big or don't go at all. Bring my PC to its knees, I dare you. For a reference, guys, and if you really don't know what I'm already running, it's an i7 2600K at 3.8 GHz. I have 2 460 GTXs and SLI with 16 GB of RAM, and the 460s I have are the ones with 768 megs VRAM on it. Here's that image I told you I was gonna post earlier about my performance. You can see that it's running on 4 threads and that it uses 1 1/4 of my GPUs. I'm guessing the game being beta and the driver issues are the main cause of the 25% I'm getting on my second GPU. All in all, my system really isn't being crushed, at least yet. Though with fraps going, I get 20 to 30 frames per second. But the game does look great.
Open the team. No.
It don't seem hard to get people to move into the zones you place. You'll see when there's demand for a certain site on the chart thingy that's present in all other SimCity games. Just build what they want and answer their demands. There are a shitload of things locked out in the game too, because it's beta of course. Some things like buying shit from other regions are locked out, and there's a few other things that I don't have access to either, which makes me kind of wonder how they're going to affect the gameplay. To be honest, I just want to build a fucking city from the ground up. SimCity has always been a way for me to unwind. Okay, the next bone I have to pick. If it's not in the final game, that is. I want to design the freaking maps. It's not in the beta, and I'm telling EA this once. And the best way to put this is in the words of Captain Picard. Make it so. So upon launch, let me design my own region. Got it, EA? Great. Let's move on. This game has come a long way since I had my first SimCity game in the SNES back in the day. I do like what I see so far, and the biggest issue I currently have with the game is the region size. I don't want none of this having to jump to another area to keep expanding my city. I want it all in one map, one huge map, like in Cities XL. By the way guys, I don't like Cities XL at all. It's buggy as fuck and just a shitty game really. SimCity 4 has always been better than it, and it's an archaic game compared to it. Cities just wasn't... It just wasn't a SimCity game, if you know what I mean. On a side note, and I know EA won't listen to me, but put this out on Steam. I abso-fucking-lutely hate Origin, and I bet most of my viewers agree. So don't be fucking stupid and release the game only on Origin. Like I think, actually, I kinda know that's what you're gonna do. Oh, and if you have a scheme to make the game an always online game, I'll get the game elsewhere. Get me? Which brings me to the cost of the game. I noticed there's a standard version which is $59.99 on the Origin site, and a deluxe version which is $79.99. Looks like the deluxe version comes with other city maps like Germany and Britain, etc. I'm okay with this. Just don't leave things out I have to pay to unlock, cause that kinda pisses me off too. Knowing that they're in the game, but I can't use it because I work a part-time job and I'm getting punished because I have to choose between eating pizza pockets or paying for the extra content already on my PC with an unlock code. You know what this does to my nerd mind? It makes me want to do a little coding. That's what. Overall, I'm looking forward to the game, and I'll be buying it on Origin if that's the only place to get it. But I want a full-on offline mode, or I'll have to get it another way. I seriously don't mind paying for this game. It's a great game, but don't sour the milk if you're trying to feed us. The game has the makings to be a huge game. Besides the few flaws that needs to be addressed, I think I can recommend it. Oh, and there's disasters too. They're just locked in the beta, but I got a taste of one in the tutorial, which was the meteor shower. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you like this long-ass preview I did for the game. Please share this with everyone under the sun if you like it. Trust me, it helps, and I really want to join a network so I can get paid for doing this shit instead of working my current job. Besides, if I had all day doing videos, imagine all the content you guys would get. This is DTR, guys. Communicate later, fuckers.